What's going on, everyone? I'm getting ready to install this wireless UTV camera from Camera Source onto my 2015 Can-Am Maverick. Disregard the front end, I'm putting a torque locker in at the same time. So there's many places that you could put this little camera, but the place that I think I'm going to do it is I'm going to slide it right behind here. You could take this bottom piece of plastic off right here. It's 2 bolts, and then reinstall it after you get the camera in. But it protects it well because it's behind these bars. It should keep it fairly clean, and it's very you can route the wires and everything, so all you're going to see is that little camera sticking out. Obviously there are other options. It's made to go onto the license plate. You can also put it up there on the roof. There's just many options for this. That's the one I chose. So I'll be taking little clips here as I install it and show you some little intricacies that might come up. Stay tuned. So to make it easier, we're going to remove this top rack. To undo that, you remove these 2 bolts back here, these 2 torque bits back here. It's a size T30. And then up underneath it, right here in this, there's like a 10mm bolt you got to remove as well. So with the rack removed, got it upside down here, you take your camera and you put it right there in the center. And if you look on the back when you put it right in the center, there's these little tabs that the bracket hits. So on either side you're going to have to put a little slit, like with a hacksaw or something down there, so that this fits right in between. So that's what my plan is here now, and then I will attach it with a couple of button screws. So here's what the bracket looks like after it's installed. As you can see, it's well underneath it. Backside shows you how I got it mounted up on there. And then this thing is obviously movable. The camera, you can move it to whatever angle works for you. So on to the next step, putting the rack back on and starting the wiring. Alright, so as far as running the wire to the back, so you can see I got mine here. I kind of followed some wires that already went up and through the firewall area. If you go down to the bottom back there by the cat, keeping it a little bit high along the other wires that already, you know, the stock Can-Am wires should keep it far enough away from the heat of the catalytic converter. So you route it through there, and then you come back out. It's going to come out right through here above your header. Again, you're going to want to keep it high so the heat doesn't affect it at all. I ran it along my power wire that I have coming along. That also goes up to one of the snorkels. Camera Source gives you a ton of zip ties. Use them to keep your wire hooked up. You can see I connected it to one of the oxygen sensors that's on the catalytic converter, and then it goes across to the other side. So now we're on the driver's side, and it comes through here, and I just run it along the stock wiring harness that goes all the way up front. The worst part is getting up behind this plastic here that's right along the your right leg when you're sitting in the driver's seat. So you're running along behind this panel up here, and it's going to come out right here. I'm going to be installing my wireless, whatever you want to call it, the wireless thing right here on the back side of this, because you're supposed to put it somewhere where it keeps it dry. I think that's probably the driest spot I have on my UTV. They do give you a ton of extra wire, so I'm going to bundle that up and zip tie that up and out of the way as well. So that's how I ran my wire from the back of the camera all the way up front. Again, this is how I did it. There's many ways you can do it. Alright, I thought I'd give you guys a demonstration of the final product. So as you can see right there, it says reverse camera. I got my reverse camera hooked up to a switch. So right now, when the tablet is just in regular mode, I flip the switch and the camera comes on automatically. So there's in the backyard. It's nighttime, so sorry it's a little dark. I turn on my reverse lights and you can see the shed back there and everything else. It is very wide angled, so on the right and left up at the top, right up here and here, that's the inside the back of the machine. So it's nice and wide angled, gives you a good view. Great daytime video quality, good nighttime video quality. Works really nice. Just turn the switch off, it goes back to your tablet. Turn it back on, automatically brings up the the camera. The way it works is it's actually hooked up to Wi-Fi, so you can see there at the top, Wi-Cam, no internet. So that's what you get hooked up to, and then you'll be hooked up to its system. It does have some settings you can turn on. The reverse lines and stuff like that. So you turn those on, but don't really need those. So any questions, just ask below.